What's up, guys? Franco here, and today we are going to talk about the wealth housing ladder. This is where we show you the ins and outs and everything there is to know about mobile homes. It is truly our mission to transform lives through mobile homes. So thanks for watching Franco Mobile Homes. So we created this to really kind of bring education around why housing is important and how we can get ourselves the next level ahead if that's something that we want to do. So let's get into it. Basically, this talks about the comparison of different levels and where we need to be at. So these first two, we have 6 total stages right here we're looking at. The first 2 are really, if you're at that level of homelessness, if you're not making, these are based out of like San Jose numbers and Silicon Valley numbers because we're in that area. But if you are at a level of homelessness and aren't able to support yourself, there's government assisted homeless shelters. And that's what these are for, right? And then the next level ahead of that is rental assistance. So if you qualify for Section 8 or low income housing rentals, it's kind of a lottery thing, but these are provided by the government as well. So now let's go into the regular rental stuff. So this is more like if you're staying with family, and it's also a mix of if you decide to get a roommate to rent somewhere as well. So shared rentals are very popular. You'll get a roommate, so that way both of you can afford that housing payment and alleviate that payment, right? So, and right after that is if you choose to live on your own, you and your spouse, or starting a family, whatever, you choose to rent a single family home or an apartment or a condo that's typically 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Average out here in the San Jose, Silicon Valley area is about $2,800 a month for something like that. Here's where it gets interesting. So to jump from market renting to home ownership, it's a big leap. So these on the bottom, by the way, is an annual income of what it is kind of required, an average number of what it typically takes. Now, if you're in a different area, this might be different. But what it typically takes to be renting, and then what it typically takes to go from nothing, not much in wealth, to being able to purchase a single family home. Okay. So this is a big gap from renting to home ownership. And then when you get to home ownership, then it's much easier to get your second investment home or your third investment home. And that's just the truth of it. But now what I really want to focus on is that this gap in between is really that where the problem is, because a lot of us are working hard on our career and trying to better our income and doing all this to really optimize our payments and optimize where we're at. So the jump from renting to owning single family homes is very difficult. You need to prove, if you're getting a loan, you typically need a large down payment, and you need to prove that you make a lot of money, because out here average single family home goes for about 1.4 million. Now with that, you need a huge down payment and it becomes difficult. So what we really need is something to really fix that and create a stepping stone in between. And unfortunately, this renting versus home ownership is only getting worse and worse, and that spread is getting further and further. And I urge it that if it is something that you want to get to, is to try to get to the next level as soon as possible, because with other countries it's been different. It's been difficult to get home ownership, blah blah blah. We could get into it later, but anyways, now to help bridge that gap between renting and home ownership, that's why we're so focused around mobile homes. And let me explain why mobile homes is kind of that perfect middle point, because mobile homes is really a hybrid ownership model where you own the asset above and you don't own the land itself. You're paying a rent for the land, you pay a mortgage for the mobile home in the park, and you have the rights to that space, right? So why is that important? Is because you get a lot of the benefits of the home ownership model with this mobile home. And the income required to enter is much more attainable, and the purchase price is much more attainable. And then you can build your wealth by acquiring something like this. You get a lot of the benefits of home ownership, the appreciation, the equity buildup, also the write-offs in many cases. So with that, you're able to get yourself shifting out of that rent model and another step ahead into that home ownership model, so that when you're spending $3,000 a month on rent anyways, you then shift that to $3,000 a month on your housing payment for a mobile home. And it's such a big difference because we've helped so many people and watched them fix their cash flow to something that they own. And then 5 years down the line or 4 years down the line, when they sell their home, they're then able to have a lot of money that they can use towards purchasing a single family home, right? So that's the main thing we're trying to cover. That's why this is so important. And another thing to add to that is that in these parks, like in the Silicon Valley, they're zoned for low income housing. So when you're purchasing in, that has to be your primary residence. And why is that important? It's important because you're not competing with investors that want to buy these as rentals. And when you're competing with investors, it drives up price. Like when you're buying single family homes, guess what? You're not competing with a family that needs this as their home, but you're also competing with people that want this as their investment property, right? And what that does is drives price fast, really quickly up and up, right? So the sooner we can shift out of renting and into ownership, the easier and easier things will be, right? So that's basically most of what we're talking about. But yes, our mission is to really educate people around how important this is and how mobile homes are that stepping stone to get you to home ownership. With our model, we really love building custom design plans for people based on your income, based on your assets, and really help find the right path for you to get yourself the next level ahead if that's something you're hoping to do. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this brought value to you. If you like it, share it. Thanks for watching. Franco Mobile Homes. Take care. Bye.